Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Tarot Oyster. If you would like to book a reading with me, private readings are available via the link below. I never reach out to you for donations or readings or anything like that. If you get anybody doing that, please don't get scammed, because there's a lot of scammers about at the moment, particularly for tarot readers, unfortunately. So, if you'd like a book private reading with me, there's only one way to do it, and that is via the link in my bio, which is snipfeed.co/EmpressTarotEaster. That's it. We're going to have a little look at what's coming in for you for February. I have cleansed my space, I've called in my angels, and we're going to have a little look. Let's see what comes out for you. I'm going to get 12 cards for you, 3 for each week, and we'll see what comes as we go. So, angels, spirits, light of the highest high, can I get 12 cards for February for my darling Geminis who are watching us, please? Can I get 3 more cards, please, for Gemini for February? Okay. I've just posted a reading up, Gemini, for if it's your, no, it won't be your birthday coming up. I don't know, I was going to say that. Check to see if you've got any prominent Aquarius or placements in Pisces at all, Gemini, because there is a little bit of the feeling of some of the same cards that just came out in a reading that I just did, and it's called, if you're celebrating something, watch this pitfall. Okay, so doesn't necessarily have to be a birthday for you. It could be that you're celebrating something else. So just, yeah, if you're celebrating something in the near future, I'd recommend going and watching that that reading. Okay, so the overall energy is that the world is, you know, you've got the world in your hands. There's opportunity here for you, lots of opportunity here for you, and there's a good feeling about kind of moving forward in life. There's a kind of sense of healing, there's a sense of opportunity here for you. The first 3 cards that came out did come out sort of sideways up. Let's try and show you it a little bit. I kind of want to show you me and it. It's not possible. You can see the first 3 cards here all kind of came out on their side. And we've got the, interestingly, that the overall energy is the 2 of Wands. So this is, you've got ships coming in, you've got opportunity coming in for you, there's joy to be had in your life. You're literally holding the world in your hands, so go forward bravely to whatever it is that you'd like to do in February. And then we have the world, the 3 of Wands here on its side. So the 3 of Wands talks about bringing in opportunity, you getting what you have kind of worked for. Now it is on the side, so it does feel a little bit like there may be some disappointments, but the fact that it's followed by the 4 of Swords, which talks about kind of healing and retreat and rest, I feel as if it's almost that everything is to play for here, and it almost feels a little bit like however you approach February is how you're going to receive February, if that makes sense. So if you approach February with quite an open heart, looking forward to things, bringing in and manifesting kind of happiness and joy into your life, I feel like that is kind of what's going to happen. We have the Page of Swords in reverse here, little confirmation there. 36 might be a relevant number there. We have the Page of Swords as well in on his side. So this kind of talks about in upright, it talks about possible spying. It could be talk about vigilance, examination, this surprises, and then in reverse it can talk about kind of like being too outspoken at a cost, and it can also talk about stealth and cunning. I feel a little bit like you're being encouraged to watch your thought patterns, watch the way you think about things in February, because I do feel as if you come into the beginning of February with a negative kind of mindset, I feel like that is going to cause some delays and some difficulty. If you take the first week of February with a little bit more of a kind of like chilled out, what will be, I'm just going to sit, I'm going to chill, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to reflect, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to keep my vibrations strong, then actually everything is going to be okay. Because towards the end of the first week, we have got kind of like this Knave of Coins, the Page of Coins card. There might be an offer that you need to kind of think about a little bit, kind of like feels like maybe a bit off in the first week. So it's just kind of maybe do your due diligence. If you've got something coming in the first week, just do your due diligence. Make sure that you kind of really are aware of whatever this thing is that's coming in for you. Take your time to think about it, meditate on it, because there may be some deception going on here. Now, yeah, okay, and we come then towards the beginning of the second week here with secrets and illusions. So I feel as though you need to be careful the first part of the week, and we've also kind of got this, this trickster energy that's coming in, and possibly a feeling of kind of something being out of balance and energy exchange. I hear it almost as if you may be signing contracts with something, so just be careful about what you do in that first week. We're out of Mercury retrograde, so you should be okay to progress, but the energy is kind of like on its side. So I just cross the T's, dot the I's, double check everything before you really kind of sign up to things, because perhaps there's something here that isn't as it appears on the first, in the beginning, on first look, a view, whatever. So the second week we move in, we've got some secrets that are possibly coming to light here that involve some delusions and some illusions, possibly some choices that need to be made. So make sure that whatever choice you're making is actually one that is as good as what it looks on the forefront. Because we do have some kind of tricksterous energy here. It also feels like a reminder to watch your thoughts again, be careful of manifesting things in that possibly you don't want, and so to remain slightly chirpier towards the first and second weeks of February, rather than kind of maybe focusing on things that you haven't got or worrying about things that kind of really don't matter. I feel the overall message for the first 2 weeks is to watch your thoughts, be positive, and be careful what you're pulling in, and at the same time just be aware that what you think about, what do they say, what you resist you persists, what you resist persists. So if you're kind of focusing on things that you don't want, maybe take your energy into doing something focusing on what you do want. And recognizing that you have got the whole world in your hands, and temperance is underneath that. Oh, yeah, temperance, the hermit. So this talks about kind of healing, taking time for yourself, and underneath that was this feeling of like self-imposed limitations. So I do feel for you in the first 2 weeks, there's kind of a bit of a feel that you're kind of in your head a little bit in not a positive way, and maybe you're not looking at things in quite the kind of with quite the clear eyes that you should be. Now, the third week, we do look at having some generosity, some well-being, some abundance here. So I do feel like if you take a more positive outlook, there will be some pentacles coming in for you. So this is some form of abundance, and it could come in a form of something that you kind of have ignored, that you haven't noticed before. With the Four of Cups here, there's a feeling of something that kind of like we looked at previously in our life, that we kind of thought, no, that's not a thing, So I think again, it's be careful about what you're putting your view upon. The Four of Cups sort of also can sometimes talk about overactive imagination and concealed anxiety. So I do feel a little bit like there's a lot of you kind of feeling very up in your head. And with this Ace of Cups on the side, again, it talks about kind of like, this talks about creative new beginnings and newness and joy and happiness and stuff. It's on its side, which doesn't mean that it's necessarily on the wrong, negative on its side, because the Ace of Cups is generally good upright or downright. But it is maybe a little bit of a warning not to ignore the blessings that you have. So I feel for you, Gemini, for February, something that you need to kind of focus on, keeping your mental anguish in check, and maybe getting some regular gratitude practice in. I feel like that will be very helpful for you. And I feel like if you start to take control of some of this anxiety that you've been feeling, some of this overthinking, fear and worry and lack, you'll actually have a new beginning that comes in here for you. And it kind of goes like, the energy here is kind of like up, down, up, down. It feels though this new beginning will lead you into a very stable position. We've also got we've got Scorpio energy strongly with the Death card. We have Aries energy here, so you may be dealing with these as counterparts. Other than that, we've got everything else on the board, all the other star signs. Remember that star sign, and Sagittarius with the Temperance. Remember that the star signs are just like added information, so it doesn't have to be perfect, because most of us got a lot of the houses, a lot of the planets in our houses. So I do feel like if you manage to kind of sit steady through this, you will kind of recognize that maybe the way that you've been thinking and behaving is leaving you in a bit of lack. But sometimes it's the recognition that although we're losing something, or we're getting rid of something, shelling something, we have got these things behind us. And I do feel as if the thing that you're holding on to is going to bring some happiness towards the end of February. So, and it's something that you've been working on or encouraged to work on, because the very last card that we've got here is the Eight of Pentacles, which talks about considered effort. If there's something you're considering doing, changing, maybe going back to college, doing something a little bit different like that, taking up something that, like an apprenticeship or something, doing something new, I feel like that is something to head towards, because actually that will bring you some joy. And there could be an older masculine in here. I feel sometimes it might be something that you've worked towards, and this is kind of what all this anxiety is about, that you've worked for a long time towards something, and actually it's not making you happy. And so it's kind of like looking, what can I do to change this outcome? And I think with this, in the first 2 weeks, this choice that you're going to be focusing and changing is kind of like making you quite worried and quite concerned and quite anxious. But I do feel like there is an opportunity here for a new beginning with you, that will put you in quite a stable position, but you've just got to have the cojones to go after it. I'm just going to pull you a divine angel message here, because they said to do that. Can I get one message, please, Spirit, for Gemini for February, for this situation? Can I get one? Thank you, Spirit. Joy, yeah. And reward yourself on the bottom of the pack. So joy is the highest energy of all. It's magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Exactly that, exactly what I said, is find appreciation for what you've actually got working in your life at the moment. And what's not working in your life, look at a way to change it. You live once in this avatar, in this body. Don't waste your time doing shit that you don't enjoy. Particularly if it's a job. Yes, we all need money, but there's ways to transition into things that you enjoy. And generally, if you're filled with joy and you love the thing that you're doing, you'll make a hell of a lot more money out of that than doing some job that you hate. So I do feel like there's something here, or a relationship, or whatever it is, whatever's making you feel like crap, Gemini, focus on moving away from it, I feel. Joy allows you to attract and create your present level and future moments to their highest possible levels. And the bottom of the pack said to reward yourself. So again, if you're getting up in your head and you're just really in the grind and feeling like you have to do this, I have to do that, and you're under all these illusions about you know, that you're stuck and that you can't do anything else. It's not true. It isn't true. You can do whatever you want in life. You just have to, just have to do it. So reward yourself. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential for keeping your energy, mood, and motivation consistently high. So yeah, I feel like February is a time for you to watch your thoughts, go after something that pleases you, that makes you feel happy, embrace a new beginning, recognize that a lot of the worries and anxieties that we have about life and money and work and standing and position in society are all just nonsense, really. And you've only got one life, so you may as well go ahead and heal and go after the path of whatever it is that you want in life. Gemini, and just go after joy. Keep seeking joy. Keep following your bliss, and it will lead you to happiness. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back in March. If you want to have daily reads from me, I'm much more active over on TikTok. And if you'd like clarification on your personal situation, perhaps consider booking a reading with me. I have slots open every week, and I get back to you guys as soon as possible. I love you. Be good. Bye.